Okay, so you might be wondering, hey, we're a programming languages class. We've just been talking about union types and compound types. Compound types I already knew about, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, we're learning rackt. Not really. Not teaching you much rackt. Define struct is one of the few new bits we've talked about. So again, I'll give you about 4 or 5 pieces of rackt syntax. Part of my goal in doing all this, part of the goal in using rackt is to show you a minimal language, one that has very low syntax overhead, just a few features, and see what we can do with that. And that will, when you're using your Java or your Scala or whatever programs or languages you're using later, you'll better be able to gauge, hey, when is the language getting in my way? When is it making me do something boilerplate that doesn't really need to be done? When is this language really helping me and providing a bunch of stuff that would be tedious to do without that? Okay, so that's one reason. Another reason is with this current homework of the video game, we're going to start going in depth into why, how functional programming works and how we can write a video game without ever reassigning to a field and really get a good feel for it, not just sort of describe it, but actually go ahead and do it. But another reason why I've been talking about union types and compound types is we're going to implement our own language, and we'll need to use union types and compound types to do that. So, in fact, we're going to have a union of compound types, and we'll be talking about that. We'll talk about compound types that contain other compound types. You've seen that. Okay, so that's just a little quick blurb on where we are, where we're going. In order to make our own language, the first thing we're going to have to talk about is the syntax. So in class, we're going to actually talk about some choices for particular syntaxes for our language. Here we're going to talk about simply specifying the syntax formally and what the syntax means. So we're going to back off from programming for the next couple lectures and just talk about syntax and grammars. So that's where we're heading.